All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive with us.
Yeah.
So today,
Looking forward to this one.
we are diving into Web of Fear, the Joro Spider Pandemic,
Oh, yeah. This is going to be good.
by author Rocjane.
Rock Jane.
Rockjane, sorry about that.
New word.
All one word, yeah. Rockjane.
I actually had the chance to meet Rock Jane at a conference a couple months ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really cool to get to talk to them about the book. And,
So what did you guys talk about?
well, we were talking about how they came up with the idea for the book. It's a pretty terrifying premise, giant venomous Joro spiders taking over the U.S.
That sounds like a nightmare.
It does. It doesn't. And Rock Jane was saying that, they really wanted to explore what would happen if something like this actually happened.
Yeah.
How would society react?
Yeah.
How would we cope?
And not just on like a personal level.
Right.
But like a societal.
Because, what would happen to our infrastructure,
Yeah.
our governments, our institutions,
Food supplies.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really thought-provoking book.
I mean, that's what I'm getting from it so far.
Yeah.
It's like you're not just reading about these spiders.
No.
You're reading about like the collapse of civilization as we know it.
And you're also reading about like the strength of the human spirit.
Right.
Like how people can come together in the face of adversity.
In the face of like, giant spiders trying to eat them.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a story about survival.
So how does Rockjane kind of like depict that survival? Like what are some of the things that people are doing to try to survive in this book?
Well, one of the things that really struck me was the way that Rock Jane shows how quickly things can fall apart.
Yeah.
Like 1 minute, everything's normal. And then the next minute, there are these giant spiders everywhere and people are panicking.
Yeah.
And the government's trying to figure out what to do.
Right.
And it's just chaos.
And they're not doing a great job of it either.
Well,
right?
no. I mean, how could they? Right.
Right.
I mean, who's prepared for something like this?
Right.
Nobody is.
Like we don't have a giant spider protocol.
Exactly. There's no handbook for this.
Tucked away in some government vault.
Right.
So, it's interesting to see how Rockjane kind of like explores that breakdown of society and how people are reacting to it.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that makes the book so compelling is that Rockjane doesn't shy away from the horror of it all.
Right.
Like these spiders are terrifying.
Yeah.
And they're deadly.
There's that scene in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to spoil too much, but that scene where the spiders get into the hospital.
It's intense.
I mean, it's like something out of a nightmare.
It is. It's really well written.
Yeah.
And it's really scary.
Yeah.
But it's also like really thought-provoking because it makes you think about like, what would I do if I was in that situation?
Would I be the one running away?
Yeah.
Or would I be the one trying to
fight back?
Fight back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would I even be able to fight back?
Right.
I don't know.
It's a tough question.
It is a tough question.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think this book is really making me think about like, the fragility of our society.
Absolutely.
And how, something like this could actually happen.
It could.
I mean, we've seen invasive species before.
Right. Like the murder hornets?
Like the murder hornets, yeah.
Yeah.
Like those were
scary.
Those were a thing.
Yeah.
They were like a real thing.
Yeah, they were real.
And they were scary.
Yeah.
But they weren't like...
They weren't giant spiders.
Giant spiders taking over the country.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to have like,
a
few murder hornets flying around.
Yeah.
But it's another thing entirely to have like giant spiders
building webs
everywhere.
Yeah, all over the place.
Yeah, and I think what Rockjane does really well is they capture that sense of like dread.
Yeah.
Like that feeling of like something is wrong.
Right.
Something is coming.
And you don't know what it is.
Exactly.
Right.
And you're just waiting for it to happen.
Yeah. And that's what makes this book so scary.
I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a book that's going to keep you up at night. Web of Fear.
Definitely check it out.
By Rockjane.
Yeah.
Is the book for you.
It's a good one.
All right. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.